Hello, second graders. Today we're going to be talking about the adding up method, which is a method for solving problems when we have an unknown addend. Now, first, we might need to remember what an unknown addend looks like. So, I drew a math mountain, and my math mountain has my two addends on the bottom and my total on the top, okay? My two addends in a math mountain are always on the bottom, and my total is always on the top. All right, so from this math mountain, I have 78, I have a blank, and I have 146. From this math problem, I can write lots of different equations, which are number sentences. And we have practiced writing many different equations. So I'm going to show you. I could write an addition equation, or I could write a subtraction equation from this math mountain. So if I wrote a subtraction equation, it would look like this: 146 minus 78. I know that it looks like this because I have 146 as my total. I subtract an addend, and then that equals my other addend, okay? Or if I wrote it as an addition problem, it would look like this: 78 plus something, my other addend, equals 146. Now, I know that it's written like that because when I do addition, I do addend plus addend equals total, and that's how I wrote my addition problem. So, some of you might be very comfortable with subtraction at this point, and that's wonderful, okay? We're just learning today that there's another way we could do it if you aren't super comfortable with subtraction, or if you don't really love subtraction. So we could do it as a subtraction problem, and you'll notice I had it written horizontally first, and then I did go ahead and write it in my vertical form. And if I was going to solve it as a subtraction problem, what I would need to do is I would just go ahead and decide if I need to ungroup or borrow, and I would decide if I need to do that. I would go ahead and do all of that, and then I would solve the subtraction problem. I'm not going to solve the subtraction problem right now because we're going to kind of use that to check our method that we're going to be learning today. The method we're learning today is a method that we actually learned a while ago when we were learning about subtraction for the very first time. And it's called the adding on method. So when we add on, we want to get to where we can get close to 146. So let's say that I want to add to get to my nearest tens. Okay, I want to get to my tens because it's easier to count by tens than it is to count by ones because it goes faster. So to get 78 to the next 10, I have to add something to 8 to get to the next 10. So what plus 8 equals 10? 2. Okay, so if I add to 2, I end up with 80. Okay, but then I need to get from 80 close to 140. So I'm going to count by tens from 80 till I get to close to 146. So I'm going to count by tens from 80 to 140. 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140. So that was 6 tens, and we know that 6 tens is the same as the number 60. So I added 60, that got me to 146. Okay, so far I've added 2 and I've added 60. I should line this up. Hang on, let me erase and line this up because that's going to make our adding at the end harder if it's not lined up. Okay, there. See, now I have my ones lined up with my ones and my tens lined up with my tens. Okay. So I added 2, then I added 60. Now I'm not at 146. I'm only at 140. I need to get to 146. So now I can count by ones again. 140, 141, 142, 143, 144, 145, 146. Okay, so that was 6. So then I'm adding 6 again. Okay, so I add 6. That gets me to 146. So I added on, and I got 146. So what I need to do now to find my answer is I need to figure out the total of the numbers that I added. So I need to add 2 and 60 and 6 together. Now if I add 2 and 60 and 6 together, I get 68 because 2 plus 6 is 8. That 0 doesn't change it at all, and I only have 6 tens, so I have 68. So that is how I would solve that with the adding on method. Let's see if I did that correctly over here. So I'm going to check it with my subtraction. So I'm going to do my borrowing. I only have 6 ones, so I have to ungroup or borrow from my tens to get some more ones. So I ungrouped from my tens, and I gave it to my ones, and now I have 16 ones, and I only have 3 tens. So I'm going to do my 1 subtraction. I can do 16 minus 8. That's 8. But now I'm looking, I can't do 3 tens minus 7 tens, so I need to ungroup from my hundreds. So I'm ungrouping from my hundreds, so that's going to be 10 more. So now I have 13, okay? I have 13 tens, I'm going to take away 7 of them, and now I have 6. So I got 68 with my subtraction, and I got 68 with my addition. So the adding on method does work. Now we're going to work in our workbooks, and I want you to watch the next video as you do that.